Hello, this is Sarah with West Coast Adventures, and today I am going to talk about a journey we took across the center of Nevada, one of the roads less traveled. This is going to take us all the way from Caliente, Nevada, which is on the east border next to Utah, all the way through the Extraterrestrial Highway by Area 51, and ending in Tonopah, Nevada, which is on the west next to California. We're going to start our Central Nevada roads less traveled trip in Caliente, Nevada, which is a sleepy little town on the border of Nevada and Utah. Caliente is a small town. It's only got about 1,000 people living there, but it has two state parks and a well kept hotel that features natural hot springs. The first cool thing to see in Caliente is Cathedral Gorge State Park, which features the cathedral caves and canyon caves. Basically, it's endless slot canyons you can explore that were carved over 1,000 years ago in the soft clay walls. So don't forget to look up because basically you're in the slot canyons and you look up and see the sky. It's amazing. Cool things to see in Cathedral Gorge State Park, there's the Miller Point Trail, which is a 2-mile out and back trail through a canyon that ends at a staircase and an overlook. I'm showing you some pictures, but basically you stand in the overlook and you have like the staircase and this amazing view of the canyon. It's pretty indescribable without the pictures. And it's only $5 to enter into Cathedral Gorge State Park, so it's really cheap to go and then just amazing. So make sure you check out all the slot canyons, all the random caves you can walk into, and then also that amazing Miller Point Trail. The second cool thing in Caliente is Kershaw Ryan State Park. And this park is actually green and luscious, which is weird for Nevada because it's fed by natural springs in the area. And you've got desert surrounding it. So it seems really out of place. It's really cool. The park contains a wading pool, gardens, a koi pond, and all these things are fed by the natural springs, which is really beautiful. There's some hiking and trails. And this is also a $5 entry because it's a state park. So really cheap to visit. And it's just a really pretty spot. My favorite place to stay in Caliente is the Caliente Hot Springs Motel and Spa. It's really well kept, and then the motel also features 4 private soak rooms with 104-degree natural spring water. So you can have a private hot tub room all to yourself. It's a lot of fun. And then the spring water is also piped into the tubs in the rooms. The next stop in the Central Nevada road trip is to drive from Caliente to Hico, Nevada to begin the adventure across the state on the Extraterrestrial Highway. So first you stop in Hico, Nevada for pictures at the starting point. They have a cool Extraterrestrial Highway sign, so you definitely want to make sure you get pictures there. And on the Extraterrestrial Highway, you're going to be driving as close as possible to Groom Lake, which is also known as Area 51. And then on that road, there's a stop in Rachel, Nevada, which is the closest town to Area 51. And what's cool there is the Little Alien, where you can have lunch, buy merch, and then listen to local alien stories and encounters from the people there. Only about 100 people live in the town, so it's definitely a secluded stop. And they also have a full bar and they sell alien tequila, so make sure you check that out. The rest of the journey to Tonopah, Nevada, so the left side of the state, is about 2 hours, and it is both beautiful and desolate. Probably the most desolate road I've ever driven on. We only saw a couple cars going the other way. There's a lot of open ranches on the road, so you'll see like a lot of cows, and there's always mountains in the distance. So definitely an interesting and beautiful, though lonely drive. The next stop in the Central Nevada road trips on the west side of the state, almost bordering California, is Tonopah, Nevada. Tonopah is a unique town with a population of about 2,000. The town was a boom town, like a lot of Nevada, in the early 1900s when silver was discovered in the soil and mines were established. Today, Tonopah is a quirky place that functions as the halfway point between Las Vegas and Reno. We stayed at the Mizpah Hotel, which was built in 1907 and is listed as part of the historic hotels in America. It's beautiful, it's well preserved, and it's also famously haunted by the Lady in Red, the ghost of a prostitute who was famously murdered on the 5th floor by a jealous ex-boyfriend. The hotel has been featured on several ghost and paranormal shows. Also, there's a small casino you can walk to right next door. It is Nevada, of course, there's gambling. I did not see any paranormal activity or ghosts, thankfully, but apparently a lot of people do. So it's a cool place to stay if you're into that thing. Otherwise, the hotel is really cool and it feels like you're walking into the 1900s. So, really neat. There are a lot of quirky things to do in Tonopah. The first is the world famous Clown Motel and the old Tonopah Cemetery, which share the same parking lot. So, the Clown Motel is allegedly haunted. It's objectively creepy if clowns scare you, and it was once named America's scariest motel. So, you can check out the lobby for their clown collection, and the owners are really nice. They'll let you walk on through regardless of if you're staying, and or you can stay overnight in one of the clown theme rooms. Apparently they have different themes on different movies, which is really neat. In the lobby of the Clown Motel, you can grab a map or brochure from the lobby and walk through the old Tonopah Cemetery, which again shares the parking lot, so you literally just walk right in. The cemetery was active from 1901 to 1911 and contains victims of the 1911 Tonopah mine fire. It is believed to be haunted, and there's a lot of quirky headstones in there. Definitely an interesting historical walk. Another cool thing to do in Tonopah is to visit the Tonopah Historic Mining Park. It's a great historical site. When you go there, first you'll watch a video of the mining history of the town. Founders Jim and Belle Butler, who famously discovered silver in Tonopah in 1900 by following a wayward burro, which is also a donkey, and then randomly discovering silver where the donkey was. The mining park is an interactive outdoor museum where visitors have free reign to walk the property. You can explore the buildings. They have a mine shaft they've created to look like one of the actual mines, which is called the Burro Mine. And you can experience what entering a mine tunnel was really like. But all the old structures are still there. It's like a free form museum, unlike anything I've seen as far as museums go. This was very, very neat. For dinner, check out the Tonopah Brewing Company. It's owned by the same owners as the Mizpah Hotel, and you can grab a $7 flight, which is amazing, and also grab some barbecue in their quirky tap room. So at nighttime, before you go gambling, check out the Tonopah Stargazing Park. So Tonopah has one of the darkest nighttime skies in the country. On clear nights, you can see 7,000 plus stars and the Milky Way with your bare eyes because there's no light pollution in central Nevada. That's one of the advantages of going to a place with essentially no cities around. The road to the park is right next to Tonopah High School. There's a gas station close to it, so if you can, go to the Stargazing Park and then keep off-roading a little bit back to get a clearer view. This was amazing. I do not have a long exposure camera, so I couldn't take a lot of star pictures, so you have to take my word on it, but it is an absolutely beautiful sky. Definitely check it out if you're there. And that wraps up this Central Nevada Roads Less Traveled road trip. So many cool and quirky places to visit in Nevada. And from here, you could go 2 hours south to Beatty, Nevada, and then go over to Death Valley. I have several videos on my channel for Death Valley, including like a summary and then also several off-roading trails if you want to check those out. Or you could go 2 hours north to Reno. So you could extend this trip if you'd like. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and then also subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.